and Amanda Sellers. If it's happening in the area, it's on Carolina and Company Live.
Welcome to Carolina and Company Live. I am not Amanda. My name is Adam Dellinger, and I'm here with Cecil Chandler. Of course, Cecil, how are you, man?
I'm doing great, man. Our guy from Gator Radio. You hear him in the mornings, and he's so helpful when Amanda's out or I'm out. He sits in for us, and he does a great job. And a lot of people watch because of him. He gave me a big plug on the radio this morning. It was so good. I came in to talk to the boss. It made me feel good. I asked for a raise, but the boss said no.
That's never going to work. And no, I'll do anything for aimless self-promotion, which is why I'm here today, Cecil. We got a big show lined up, man.
That's right. Let's check the lineup right now. Tell them what we got.
Hollywood Minute's coming up, of course, as it does every day, as well as the video of the day.
That's right. And celebrity birthdays, your celebrity may be having a birthday. We're going to talk about several fundraisers today. One of them is Walk and Rock or Rock and Walk fundraiser. One or the other. The
GBS CIDP organization is here. Also, I am stoked about this. I love jazz music. We've got an awesome jazz festival happening as well. We're going to talk about that.
Yeah, well, a lot of stuff coming up on the show today. Plus, we're going to be talking about baking. All that's coming up right after the Hollywood Minute.
A friend of ours is having a little trouble. Friend at the top. Back then, there was nobody in this country who didn't know who Jimmy Hoffa was.
The latest trailer for The Irishman is out. The Martin Scorsese mob movie starring Robert De Niro, Al Pacino, and Joe Pesci opens in limited release November 1st, then on Netflix November 27th.
I'm told I'm going away.
Want to spend Christmas with Tom Hanks? Universal has slated News of the World, based on the best-selling novel, to hit theaters December 25th, 2020. The two-time Oscar winner plays a widower and Civil War veteran who moves from one town to another, sharing the headlines of the day.
It's overwhelming, but I can't wait for the people to see the movie.
Marvel Studios chief Kevin Feige has led that studio to one hit after another. Now there's word he'll try his hand with another Disney division. According to The Hollywood Reporter, Feige will be developing a Star Wars movie. We'll see whether he can bring the Marvel touch to a galaxy far, far away. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
Did you see the house that got stuck on the bridge up in North Myrtle Beach this week?
I did not.
So basically a huge modular home didn't get taken apart, got stuck on the bridge up in North Myrtle Beach, shut down traffic for a couple of hours. There are several ways to move homes, Cecil, and I want to tell you in the video of the day about another way to move one.
Start that one off. There it goes right there.
A home that's more than 250 years old floated down a river to its new destination in Maryland. The Galloway Mansion began its 50-mile move on Wednesday. It was built in 1764.
Now, the home was recently sold for $500,000. Crews pulled the home on a barge along the river in order to move it. The new owner says he plans on restoring it and the home and giving it to his parents as a retirement home. Now, that's the way to move one. You got no lines to worry about, no trees. Go right down the river. That's pretty. That's nice. All right, let's talk about the haberdashery where I get all of my clothes. And this is the place you got to check out for all of your collegiate wear. The Southern Tide zip-up vest with the CCU logo. This works well with the Enroe plaid button-up shirt, Brighton leather belt, and Southern Tide khakis. Okay, Clemson fans, how about this purple Southern Tide polo paired with khakis, a Clemson belt, and lots of Clemson memorabilia. Don't worry, Gamecock fans, we have you covered. A Southern Tide button-up shirt with the Gamecock logo, a brackish bow tie, complete with the Southern Tide chinos and garnet, a polo striped shirt with Carolina logo. How about the Gamecock quarter zip with logo and the Gamecock striped tie? The Haberdashery in Conway is your one-stop collegiate wear. When you go to a football game, you got to look good, so this is where you can go pick up all of your collegiate wear.
Cecil, why don't you ever wear seersucker and a bow tie?
I got two seersucker.
We've got to have more of that on Carolina Company Live. Today, the 27th of September, it is Crush a Can Day, and this is also fun and fancy-free day.
That's the way I am every day. Birthdays today. Let's go with 1947. Meatloaf. We're talking about, born his real name's Marvin Lee Adam. And his Grammy Award-winning author, sold over 40 million albums.
Bat Out of Hell, the name of his biggest one. Absolutely. Tamara Taylor, 49 years old today, gained fame on the television drama Bones. She was also in Diary of a Mad Black Woman. Dropped out of high school to pursue modeling, and man, has it worked out.
And Gwyneth, this lady is so beautiful. I like her. She's 47 years old, born back in 1972. Movies: A Perfect Murder, Shakespeare in Love, Iron Man, of course, and Avengers, and she studied anthropology before she became an actor. How about that?
She has a huge skincare line also, Goop, and she also starred in Seven. What's in the Box? Today in history, 1964, the Beach Boys appeared on the Ed Sullivan Show for the first time. They performed I Get Around, Cecil.
That's right. I'm talking about the Beach Boys now. You're talking about the guys that started the surfing craze, the girls, and the hot cars.
Yeah, Pet Sounds too, an all-time great album.
You know a lot about music. You're
a little bit.
Radio, aren't you?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, 1989, 2 men went over the 176-foot high Niagara Falls in a barrel. And guess what? Jeffrey and Peter were the first to ever survive the fall, the Horseshoe Fall. So they were lucky. They made it.
What are the chances we get you and Amanda in barrels down to Waccamaw sometime?
I could get Amanda probably to do that.
Yeah, you're not game?
I'm a scaredy cat.
I figured.
All right, let's find out a little bit about the Know It All department today, where we learn something every day. People are allergic to a lot of different foods. You know, a lot of people can't eat peanuts or stuff like that.
Shellfish, sure.
Yeah, like that. But however, more people are allergic to cow's milk than any other food.
The alternative, almond milk.
That's what I drink. That's what I drink. My wife and I both drink.
You can see it in the skin.
I know. It can't. Is it good or bad?
Just great. It's fantastic.
All right. That's it for the Know It All department today. We'll be back. Adam and I got a lot of good stuff coming up.
All right, a live look out there along the Murrells Inlet Veterans Pier. Decent amount of people out there, but certainly more and more people heading on out later on this Friday evening and overnight periods. Join the restaurants, the drinks down there. It's 82 degrees, partly cloudy skies along the inlet. We're at 85 in North Myrtle, 85 here in Myrtle Beach, 82 down in Georgetown, but across much of the PD and border belt locations anywhere from 80 to 84, even 86. Factor in the humidity, it feels like 98. 98 right now in Sumter, 92 in Florence, 96 over there in Johnsonville, about 93 in North Myrtle, 86 the cooler spot up in Laurinburg. That stalled frontal boundary still across the upstate, generating the lift we need, but it is the delineation line, the border, if you will, between the drier air from the moist air. Still very humid across the entire state, but certainly we're finding 70+ degree dew points along the coastline. With that moisture and the added lift from the front, we are expected to see some measurable rainfall today, the first measurable rain since September 13th. It's been a long time, but as you can see, still very widely scattered in nature, meaning it will be feast or famine out there. Rain still to come, kind of splotchy map here. A lot of locations with a lot of goose eggs, but the cities and towns in between them could pick up anywhere from a half an inch of rain up through 3/4. These will be very slow moving storms. For that reason, though, kickoff games tonight for high school football still got about a 30% chance of an isolated shower, primarily across the PD, and the border belt will be dry by halftime. Saturday, Sunday, mostly sunny skies, 91 to 95 tomorrow for a heat index, 94 to 98 on our Sunday. 10-day forecast, not much of a change. This regime of high pressure still firmly in control through next week. Could have a piece of energy on Monday, move through the mid-levels of the atmosphere, generating a couple of isolated showers, but at least right now, no significant break in this heat wave.
The following segment is paid for and sponsored by Pillsbury. All right, so today is National Family Day, and guess what? The kids are back in school, so for many families and parents, it makes spending quality time pretty difficult. And so, you know, that's why Pillsbury, they are encouraging families to make long-lasting homemade memories in the kitchen. Joining us tonight for Family Bake Night, Cecil, we have Danielle Smith.
Yeah, that's, we want to know what's cooking, Danielle.
Oh, I love how you put that. Thank you so much for having me. Family Bake Night is an opportunity for the entire family to get together and have that quality face-to-face time while we are making really memorable memories together. Now, if your family is anything like mine, back to school means back to busy. So I'm juggling crazy sports schedules and activities and homework and all the stuff that I have to do. And that's why, as you mentioned, our friends at Pillsbury are encouraging us to do that Family Bake Night, which is just like a family date night, or just like a regular date night, but for your entire family.
All right, so talk to me about some of your favorite family bake night treats.
Well, if your sweet tooth is not already activated today, it will be after we talk about these recipes. The first one that I want to share with you is a s'mores brownie cup. And the centerpiece of this particular recipe is Pillsbury's Place and Bake brownies. You have individual pieces of delicious fudgy brownie dough. They go right into the cupcake liners. You're baking them for roughly 20 minutes, and when they come out, the entire family gets to be involved in creating those traditional s'mores we know and love, everything from marshmallows to graham crackers to chocolate. Our second recipe is a little more savory, and it's one my entire family devoured in record time. The centerpiece of this particular berry cream cheese biscuit bake is Pillsbury's Sweet Biscuits with icing. Now, these do come in 2 different flavors, both blueberry and chocolate chip, but for this recipe, I love the blueberry because we're adding in some additional fruit, raspberries, blueberries. If you like strawberries, you can add those in as well, combining some cream cheese, and you end up with this delicious dish that your family cannot get enough of. Now, if you grew up with Pillsbury as I have, some of these flavors are going to sound or feel familiar to you. You're going to recognize the icing that you normally have on your cinnamon rolls, and so it takes absolutely no time for you to enjoy that time together.
All right, those look really yummy, don't they?
They do. Do you have any other tips to make family bake night memorable?
Amanda and Cecil, my #1 tip is put down your devices, ban them, put them in the other room so that no one is spending time like this. Rather, we're looking each other in the eye, singing, dancing, laughing, even playing board games, but definitely it's that face-to-face time.
Great advice. All right, for more information, where can we go?
Very easy, Pillsbury.com, not only for these recipes, but for additional inspiration. And of course, you can find them on their social channels at Pillsbury.
Thank you. We appreciate it. We got a lot more coming up. Stay with us. All right, the GBS CIDP Foundation is having a walk, run, roll. I'll get that right in a minute.
Walk and roll
fundraiser at the Conway Riverfront Park, and Rick and Marilyn's here, and I'm gonna turn it over to you, buddy.
The first thing I wanted to ask you guys, first, thanks for coming on. We hear so many fundraisers about, various illnesses, but this is one that I'm not necessarily as familiar with. So before we actually get into the walk, maybe you guys could give us a brief explanation of what you guys are actually raising money for.
We're raising money for research of GBS or CIDP. There is no trigger. Without a trigger, they can't find a cure. So every dime that is raised goes towards research. And right now, the goal is $200,000 as a foundation, and we've hit that goal with a couple more walk and rolls to go, and every dime goes to research.
Now, I understand that this is like a chronic inflammation. Is that correct? Can you maybe elaborate on that?
Okay, Guillain-Barré affects the nerves outside of the brain. Basically, your body attacks the nerves and attacks the myelin sheath, which is the coating of the nerve. So basically, the signal doesn't get from the brain to the muscles, and it causes paralysis.
Okay.
And the reason there's not a cure is because there's so many different things that can trigger it.
And now, that leads us to the walk and roll and how we can raise money for this research. So tell us all about the walk.
The walk and roll, this is our 5th walk and roll this year, and we've hit our goal. We've got a DJ that's live. We've got donations given. Bojangles, we're going to have Bojangles biscuits, coffee. We're going to have a silent auction. We've got items we're going to be having for donations, giveaways, so to say. And at the end of the day, we've got Jersey Mike's going to be providing salads and sandwiches, subs.
That's good.
When and where, guys?
It's at Riverfront Park, Conway, tomorrow morning. At 9 o'clock we start.
9 o'clock we register, we walk at 10.
Now, who can come to this? Everybody?
Anybody can come. It's a free, everything is free. We ask that people come and make a $10 donation for our great t-shirts here. And it's a great day. It's a chance for the patients and the caregivers and the families to be among others like themselves.
Well, thank you both for being with us.
Thank you. We appreciate it.
All right. More coming up. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to Carolina and Company Live. Do you like to get your groove on? If so, one of my favorite events is back. Gregory James is here from the Myrtle Beach Jazz Festival. How are you, man?
I'm doing great, man. Thank you guys for having me.
Sure. You also work for a radio station. Tell them.
107.5 Coast Country is a new radio station in town, man. Got some great old school music, 60s, 70s, 80s, man. We got a little bit of everything.
All right, I can dig that older stuff. All right, now let's talk a little bit about the Jazz Festival. Tell me what's going on here. Now, this has been going on for, this is what year?
It's the 4th annual.
Right.
Yeah, so it'll be going on next weekend, October 4th through the 6th, man. We got a lot of great things going on, a lot of great artists, some good food, some good beer and wine. a lot of activities, man. So we look forward to having everyone out there.
Tell them where it's going to be taking place.
It's going to be located on Carver Street between 18th Avenue North and 21st Avenue North, right next to the Convention Center, Myrtle Beach Convention Center. So that'd be easy to remember.
A couple of years ago, I think I had
you did some emceeing out there for us.
For a couple of years ago, I did this. It's a big event, and a lot of people come out. This, I mean, this is big, and this is open to everybody.
Open to everyone. Yeah, the public is definitely welcome. Well, we do, want a $5 donation if possible, just to help things going. But yeah, that's about it. Free event for sure.
I want to ask you a question from a musical standpoint. Jazz is this very subjective thing now. It's turned in from what Coltrane and Miles Davis kind of began with their trumpet work into what Wes Montgomery did and Julian Lage now, and a lot of these guys. What can people expect? What kind of jazz, subgenres, all that stuff? Is there something for everybody?
There's something for everyone. I'll name off some of the artists, man. We have Philip Denny. He's going to be headlining on Saturday. He's a great saxophonist, man. He's had a few hits on the top 10 charts. We have Willie Bradley. He'll be headlining on Friday. He's a trombonist, man. He's really good. And then Daniel D, the violinist. If you've never seen this guy, man, I had to bring him back. People were calling me a week later, hey, you got to bring Daniel D back. So you got to check him out on Sunday at 7:30.
All right, now bring a chair, right?
Bring a chair, man. Yeah, bring your lawn chairs, bring your towels to put on the ground. Yeah, man, make it happen, man. Come out and see us.
Next week, the 4th through the 6th, the Myrtle Beach Jazz Festival down on Carver Street. Bring a donation. Keep jazz alive. Let's keep the arts around.
Thanks, Greg, for being with us, buddy.
Thank you so much for having me.
Appreciate it, Gregory. The Myrtle Beach Jazz Festival. More coming up next on Carolina and Company Live.
All right, coming up, the River Celebration for Winyah River Alliance and Riverkeeper set for Sunday, September 29th. And this is going to be in Socastine. It's going to be a big event. We're going to talk about all the food they got for it and what all is going to go on at the festival. We got music, food, they got everything coming up for this thing.
Yeah, what is the River Celebration for folks that may not be aware?
It is the largest fundraiser for the Winyah Rivers Alliance that we have. And the Winyah Rivers Alliance is one of the oldest grassroots environmental organizations in Horry County, and it really concentrates on keeping the water fishable, swimmable, and drinkable for all of Horry County, for the whole watershed. And that includes Waccamaw River, Lumber River, Great PD, and Little PD, and Black Rivers. So we started out with a Waccamaw River Keeper, and now we have one on the Lumber and a watch on the Black also.
Now y'all do cleanup events all the time.
40 tons of garbage came out.
Wow.
That was before
Can you believe that?
Florence, right. That was just from people organizing together to go to the landings and pick it up. Everything from Christmas trees to oil barrels, to toilet seats, covers, that come
people
out of there.
Just throw it in the water.
Yes.
And of course, these massive cleanup efforts, we talk about this a lot, they take resources, and you can come out to the celebration and you can help establish some of these resources.
Yes, and meet like-minded people who care about the Waccamaw River is the lifeblood of Horry County, and it's the biggest attractant other than the beach. But where does all that water run? And it all ends up in our ocean, So you got to start it at the source.
Music, food, drinks.
She does Shine Cafe. Now she's the one that's furnishing all the food for this, right? Am I right?
I have catered it personally for the past 5 or 6 years, and this year Shine Cafe is doing everything itself. And we were just opened in January. We renovated an old home in downtown Conway on Main Street next to the library, and we are organic and farm to table and local as much as possible.
Got your own herb garden, I understand. I
have an herb garden. I have a big garden. I live about 2 blocks away, have a half-acre garden at home that I use that too. And if I can't grow it, I go to Tyler's, and I'm still getting tomatoes from Hendersonville because that's where they're still growing.
Shout out to Tyler's, boiled peanuts.
Yes.
You were talking about ecological cleanup and ways to leave a lesser footprint. We were talking off the air about all the steps that your restaurant has taken to leave a lesser footprint as well. Thought you might want to brag on that for a minute.
I did win an award from the Solid Waste Authority recently. We have a compost pile. We compost all our scraps and from prep and from post meal. And when the Solid Waste Authority came to give us our award, they noticed that we only had 1 garbage can on the street, 2 recycles, but for a restaurant for a whole week, we reduced to one mobile toter.
That's incredible.
Yeah,
great.
So we're walking the walk.
All right, tell them where Shine Cafe is located.
Shine Cafe is at 707 Main Street in Conway, right next to the museum/library. It's on the left-hand side if you're facing, and our event is in Socastee at Larry Paul's River Estate, and it's on Peachtree Landing Road. And so it has a beautiful party house. We're going to have Blackwater Outfitters there with kayaks. Brian Rossler has lined up a bunch of live music, live auction. I will be the auctioneer, and like raffle and baskets and stuff. Yeah, it's,
all right,
it's
now tell us about the restaurant real quick. Y'all remodeled it and all to the
We did.
historic.
It's a 1927 craftsman's cottage. We bought it from the the family that built it in 1927. It has been remodeled historically accurately, and I wanted it to make it feel like you're coming to Grandma's house to eat. And so I'm Grandma. I'm Mama too.
All right. Thanks,
okay.
Leslie.
Thank
we
you.
appreciate it.
Yes,
All right, check it out.
Thank
Coming up. And the food from Shine Cafe, too. They brought me a little something.
Thank you.
I'm not giving you any. All right, we'll be back. We got more coming up. Stay with us.
It's funny, it's crazy, and you never know what Cecil or Amanda are going to say or do.
Chewing gum burns about 11 calories
It's
per hour.
Carolina and Company live weekdays on ABC 15. A fun show that makes you laugh and makes you feel good about where you live. If you just moved to the area, Carolina and Company Live is the show you need to watch. You'll find out about everything going on along the Grand Strand, Feedy, and Border Belt. Check it out weekdays at noon on WPDE ABC 15.
Well, that's Carolina and Company Live on a Friday. I did want to show you something. I watch your show every day. You've told me Casual Friday. Sometimes Cecil doesn't wear socks. I paid tribute to Cecil today by also coming sockless.
I wore socks
and
today.
he wore them. Go figure.
I can't believe we had a great time. Thanks for being with us, buddy.
Yes, sir.
Listen to him on Gator Radio. Appreciate you. Go shake my hand.
Oh, let's do it.
See you tomorrow. See you Monday, everybody.